It is 722, Big 550 KTRS, and with our partnership with STLTODAY.com, we have access to great reporters like the next one, Kavita Kumar with St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Good morning, Kavita, joining us via Skype.
Good morning.
You should teach Deb Peterson how to Skype because she doesn't like to Skype with us in the morning. This weekend, people were all aflutter, and Thanksgiving tables were discussing the news. Ikea is coming to St. Louis. Is it official?
Well, Ikea hasn't officially announced it, but sources started leaking last week the fact that they are going to make an announcement on Wednesday. So as long as plans don't change and this, all these leaked announcements haven't changed anything, from what we're hearing, they're going to make an announcement on Wednesday.
Okay, so where are they talking about putting in a giant Swiss particle board furniture store?
Yeah, it's kind of an unusual location. It's in the Midtown corridor along Forest Park Avenue at the southwest corner with Vandeventer. So it's right there in between the Grand Center and the Central West End. It's on the one side, it's kind of a unusual location because a lot of IKEA locations are in these very suburban locations right off the interstate, and this is right in the core of the city. But in some ways, I was thinking about it. It kind of makes sense because it's right between St. Louis University and Washington University, where they have a lot of customers, and you have new people kind of moving in constantly who are in need of reasonably priced furniture. So yeah, it's kind of an unusual location, but kind of an interesting one too.
Is the grain elevator going to survive, or is that grain elevator going to be torn down? Or do we know?
I don't know yet. I guess we'll find out more on Wednesday when they make the announcement. So.
Yeah. What is it about Ikea that has so many people excited about this?
That's a good question. Every time I write about IKEA, I get like a gazillion, Facebook shares. It's like even just like a little blog post saying that they're not going to some location will get like, 500 Facebook shares. So it's definitely like one of the stories I write about that get the most, buzz about whenever I write anything about it. And I think it's just, it's a good question. It definitely has a very cult-like following. It's cheap and it's chic, what do people like better, something that's cool and cheap at the same time.
Kind of like me, actually.
I don't know about the chic part. Kavita, I think a lot of people are also saying, what took them so long? So many other communities have an IKEA, including Kansas City, which will soon have one. Why did it take so long for St. Louis to possibly get this IKEA?
Well, they've been slowly expanding, in the last 5-10 years. So, there are 38 right now in the U.S. And, they pick their locations very, very carefully because in most markets they're just going to have one. Sometimes they'll have two, like in the Chicago area they have two, and they're building a second one in Tampa right now. But they're really, really picky about their locations generally. Then another issue that they've been saying over the years for St. Louis is that they haven't had as much of a Midwest distribution network. So until they sort of got that up and running, they weren't ready to expand a lot in the Midwest. So at the time, they were a lot more like on the East Coast and Southeast corridor and someone on the West Coast. So that sort of distribution network was also an issue for them as well.
Are we hearing anything in terms of TIF financing? Do we have any idea what the city or the state or anybody's doing to help them out?
Well, we don't know for sure, but Cortex was recently given a TIF last year, so I was hearing that maybe they might be able to transfer that to IKEA, but the details and what exactly they might be getting is still kind of unclear.
So we'll know more about that on Wednesday, I guess.
Right.
Let's go back to the store itself. For those who don't know, the store is enormous, right? I mean, it's the size of a mall, right, for one store.
Yeah, it's enormous. I mean, you can easily spend like half a day there, slowly meandering through the aisles. It's usually, 3 or 4 levels, multi-level experience. The one in Kansas City that's going up is about 350,000 square feet. So that's about like 3 times the size of a Home Depot, to give you kind of a sense.
And the furniture is in boxes. So my question is, why do they need so much room if the furniture is all in boxes?
Well, they have a lot of selection to choose from,
They also have like a restaurant in there too, so you could go to dinner at IKEA.
You could. It's a one-stop shopping. They do. They have some meatballs, which you may or may not want to partake of if you
which
ever about the
which
meats.
may or may not have meat in them.
And well, in addition to furniture, they have furnishings also. They have glassware and everything for the home.
Right.
So,
But Ken, you mentioned college students, which that type of furniture is perfect for. But can you be seen in Clayton with IKEA furniture in your house? I mean, is it that good? Is it that chic, or is there a level that says, I'm sorry, that isn't going to cut it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it's been a while since I've been in an IKEA store myself, but from what I've been hearing, they have been moving a little bit more up market, especially their kitchens are pretty sophisticated. So I think while they're known for being like, that perfect college student or first apartment, post college, kind of stuff, it's definitely, one of my coworkers, who's in his mid 30s, who just bought a loft downtown. He has his IKEA couch that we've all been oohing and awing over. So, I don't know about Clayton, but loft downtown, yes.
Who's your coworker who has a casting couch? That's what I want to know.
I don't know if I'm gonna out him.
Kavita Kumar covering the IKEA story. So we'll know all Wednesday, right?
We should. Let's hope so.
All right. Kavita
Wednesday.
Kumar with the Post-Dispatch, STLTODAY.com. Thank you, Kavita. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. Same to you.
You got it. I want to know who's got a casting couch over at the
Oh,
Post.
my
Holy mackerel.
goodness.
There's some interesting
I
information.
love how you just took it there.
Chic and cheap.
I like how Kavita said that.
Yes.
It is.
It
Chic
is.
and cheap.
And cheap. Yeah, no, people freak out over IKEA, so we'll know more
Yeah.
on Wednesday, but it looks like it's coming to that
See if they live up to the hype.
Cortex area right off of Highway 40, right before, what is that, right before like Kings Highway there. That's sort of, there's a grain elevator there. There's a whole bunch of empty spaces there.
So I think it's a perfect space. And like Kavita was saying, typically IKEAs are in a suburban area.
Right, yeah. Kind of right
So-
behind, there's that Goodwill right there on
Right.
Forest Park Parkway, so right behind
Right.
that area. 7:30 here on the Big 550 KTR.